Hi everybody, this is another watercolor book tour of mine, and this is a little different than I've done in the past, and I like to change them all up when I travel so that they don't all look alike. This was from when I went to see my sister west of Seattle on Bainbridge Island, and this has been a couple years ago now. And I'll go through it step by step, but just so you kind of get an idea of what I really did this time. Let's go over making the book first. And I always start with, I should say, certainly for this type of book I start with cardboard. And I oftentimes just use scraps that I have around the house. And these are from the backs of tablets and things like that, calendars or whatever that has a little thicker, more sturdy feel to it. Anyway, and if these would be scraps, these are for smaller books, and I do a lot of those, but something this large, you're going to need a larger piece for, obviously. So I start by cutting two pieces of cardboard, one for the front and one for the back. And then in this case, we went downtown in Bainbridge Island, and I think it was the Chamber of Commerce or someplace like that, and they had maps of the island. And so I cut it up. And usually I use things like gift wrap paper to cover the cardboard, or I buy these sheets of like scrapbook paper. You see these, I get them like at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and they're somewhere in the, say, 59 cents to 99-cent range, something like that. And then they often go on sale for maybe nearly half of that. And that's what I usually use, but I came up with the idea of using the map this time. So I cut it to the size of the cardboards that I decided I wanted to use, and used one section of it inside there, one here, and I marked the spot of where my sister lives. And in the back, I used another section of the map and yet one more section of the map. So it was pretty perfect to have one map, and it was big enough for the covers of this entire book. Anyway, so you take those pieces and the cardboard, glue it all together, you know, take a brush and glue and brush the glue all over each side of the cardboard and put this on. And sometimes I put something on top of it to weight it to make sure that it dries flat. So anyway, that's the covers. And then for the inside, for your watercolor paper, or whichever you're going to use, you don't have to use watercolor paper. That's just what I use because that's my favorite medium. When I'm doing a smaller book, I use just scraps like this, but for a larger book, you're going to need larger pieces, and you can buy watercolor paper really at any craft shop or online, etc., etc. And so what I did on this one was just collect ephemera from the time I got to the island until the time I left. I was just collecting things because I had an idea of turning them into this kind of a real fun book. And I'll go through page by page right now so you get an idea, the map of the place. And then here I show my airline ticket, and then just a lot of doodles and watercolor. I use a lot of watercolor always. And I cut these out of old calendars, these dates. So I've used, it's really a mixed medium is what it is for this. Here again, I was talking about how far I had to walk, sore feet, light rail ticket, the ferry ticket. My sister had gotten a new car, so I did that, and then just did these little stamps across here and put watercolor in. Next thing is we went to a brand new Chinese restaurant that had just opened, and I took the wrapper from the chopsticks and the fortune from the fortune cookie and put it on there. And then we went to a quilt festival downtown, went to the library. We found all these books that I was looking for. And then what else did we do? Oh, we went to Trader Joe's and got maple leaf cookies, which I love. The library again, the bakery, a deli, and then I talk about the different things we did. And this was, I went to book discussion group there. We discussed that book. And then these are like, oh, we went to a fish company. We were doing a fish and chips rating thing and went to a couple of those. Again, the ferry ride back to Seattle. And what else do I have here? I don't know what these are for. But these were some, I'm a big birder. I love to go birding. And these were some of the life birds that I found on this list. And then this is the ticket back. Oh, the thing from the public library in Seattle. And all my little notes of the things that we did. This was really fun to do. And it's something that you might consider doing. And just while you're on a trip, just constantly be thinking of this ephemera that you can pick up, like excuse me, like business cards and things off of the flyers and tickets and papers that are around. Anyway, below this video, you can see some links to some of my other videos, along with the items that you would need to complete this project. And, oh, I forgot about one last thing. Once you have the covers together and the pages together, I punched holes, just using this hole punch, punched holes in the cover and in the papers. And then I use these rings, these little clip rings, as binder clips. And on this one, you can see I just used little ones. This is a real thin book. Obviously, for thicker ones, you would use something bigger like this. But you can find a selection of these almost anywhere. And that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you back for another watercolor book tour another time.